Hi there, good afternoon. Today I am going to teach you how to measure out your wet and dry ingredients using both a wet ingredient measuring cup that comes with a spout and dry ingredient measuring cups that typically are plastic or metal and come pretty standard size: quarter cup, third of a cup, half a cup, and a full cup. Today we are first off going to start with measuring some flour. When you're measuring out dry ingredients such as flour, you don't want to dip the cup in and grab your flour. What you want to do is kind of fluff up the flour and just gently scoop it into the cup with a spoon or with a scoop. I've started doing that here, so I'm just going to keep adding it until my cup is full. You want to do this so that you're not compacting the flour. You want to kind of have that air in between, or else you're going to have too much flour for your recipe, and it may not come out quite correctly. So here we go. I'm getting pretty close here. Filling it up to the top. And then give it a good tap when you're close. And what you're going to do is use a smooth edge. Here I'm going to use my spatula just to kind of cut the top of it off, so that you have the exact correct amount in your measuring cup. There, I've got exactly 1 cup of flour here. Now, a little bit different, when we're measuring wet ingredients, we use a wet ingredient measuring cup. The difference being, wet ingredients are able to level themselves out in the cup. Dry ingredients are not, which is why we kind of gently scoop them in, or in the case of sugar, we can kind of pour it in. But we need to kind of give it a good tap, and we need to smooth off the top with a blade or with kind of an edge. So that we use for dry, because dry cannot level itself out. This we use for wet, because wet ingredients can level themselves out. So when we're measuring out our wet ingredients, I'm going to take my measuring cup and fill it at the sink over here. I'm looking to get 1 cup of water here for my recipe. Now, when you have your wet measuring cup, how you're going to see the measurement is getting right down at eye level to see exactly where that water is sitting. And I see I've got just a little bit too much there. I'm going to pour out a little bit of the excess. And get down here, and again, I have got 1 cup perfectly measured. Don't know if you can see that there. But again, water, self-leveling, you're able to get it measured out correctly on its own. So that is the difference between wet and dry measuring. And now, how you combine a wet and a dry ingredient. We are going to use our whisk today, and we are going to use a spatula. Something that we're going to use in our recipe later on is creating a well in the middle of our dry ingredients. So creating in our well,